In 2.5 years, he's made $1 million in profit from 80 clients. He actually worked with 80 clients, and he didn't use any of his own money. So in other words, he only used the other people's money strategy. Why did he do that? Because he was 70 grand in debt. He had no money, right? So he couldn't do anything himself. So he went to other people and he helped them either sell more of the products they had or bring in products and then profit share with them on those products that he brought in. Today, you know, he's got his own business and he's obviously back on his feet. Another gentleman, this is the guy with Knowledge Source, John Gian. He started out running these ads about for people who wanted to do, you know, learn how to trade shares or real estate. He now runs a very large seminar company based here in Melbourne. A lot of people know him, get his materials. He's another one of my students. Anybody heard of Mel Emery? Yeah. Also one of my students. Started about 15 years ago when he was in the fast food business, bought one of my programs, flew up to Queensland. He lives in Perth. He's got the same haircut as me. And started with some of my products. He actually, oh no, that's his picture, but that's still when he was selling videos. Okay, this is what Mel does with his profits. I've actually owned the same car as he does because he told me about the Lexus, the 430. He bought a red one, and he said it was the best car he ever had. I test drove it and I ended up buying a silver one, right? But that was Mel's car. So this is what Mel does with his profits. And this is what it's about, right? It's about what you can do, you know, what you can do once you make the money. Another guy, anybody heard of Tom Qua? He's got an internet business. Again, started 13 years ago with one of my products. Now, he probably bought other people's products, but this is actually another video. For some reason, doesn't play on this computer, where he talks about how he got started with using something that he did.
Hi, my name is Dane. I've been involved in import-export for many years.
Oh, this one works.
There's a lot of money to be made in this business. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I've also made a lot of money with the courses that I've as well. His import and export course program is one of the best I've ever seen. And it includes everything you need to know on how to make money importing from China. I sometimes help Peter and Alex, and I feel very privileged too with their events because just by being around the guys, you know, Peter and Alex, I'm always learning something new. And also with Peter, it's just that he's a fantastic mentor as well. So, you know, it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made, and it's changed my life for the better. And I know it'll do the same for you.
Okay, that's little Danny. All right, now the Matt Morton story. Finally, he's going to come up and share a story. This is the miracle peeler, as I call it. I actually call it a potato peeler, but he called it a miracle peeler. And you know, he sold 250,000 units at $10 each. Who'd like to know how he did that? Anybody can do what he's done. So I'm going to bring him up. I've showed some of the numbers here. Come and share your story, Matty, and give him a hand too, because he's a bit shy. So I'll give you this thing here as well, so you get...
Well, actually, yeah. Hello.
Is it on?
Hang on.
Hello, testing? Yeah.
Hello.
Don't speak loud.
Yeah, all right, speak loud. So I actually sold a lot of these in Melbourne. So can I have a hand up if you've ever seen someone demonstrating peelers with table of orange products and slices and that, and vegetables flying everywhere? Can I have a show of hands who's seen that in the malls in Melbourne? So half the people here have seen it. So we sold probably 100,000 of those. It was in Melbourne. There's about 8 people right now, tomorrow included, this week in Melbourne, selling those, demonstrating them in trade shows, shopping centres, and they actually sell like hotcakes. But it's not just because of the product; it's because of the way it's marketed. Obviously, that's been around for like 70 years, the peeler. But it's the way that we obviously market the product. It's not actually the product itself. So how I started that, I just saw someone else doing it. Like, I didn't have the original idea to do it. I saw someone else doing it. I was actually in Adelaide, and I thought, you know, I'll give that a try. So I worked for the guys that were selling it, and then I was selling it all right, and I said, I think I'll buy some of these from the middleman and get totally ripped off, which is okay to do a couple of times just to get yourself started in the business, and it builds your confidence. And I think the scariest decision at first was just the first $2,000 that you had to buy. It was like, I'm going to lose this money, I'm never going to see it again. It's only $2,000, but your first decision is the hardest. And then, yeah, I don't know why it was such a big decision, because we probably made $2,000 or $3,000 just in the first week, just me and a mate in a little shopping centre out back of Adelaide. And then we thought, hey, this actually works. So we got agents selling them all over Australia now. And the chamois as well. Can I have a hand raised if you've seen the chamois for sale in shopping centres around here? Yeah, I probably sold you some of them. Some of you probably saw me in there. From time to time, I used to go in there a few years back. Obviously, I don't sell either of the products personally myself anymore, unless someone wants some training and I've got some time to do it. Yeah, so I'll tell you that story about, Mum was looking for some work. She lives up here in Melbourne, and I said, yeah, give either of these two products a go. They sell really well. And the first day we did it at, I think it was Box Hill or somewhere, we were driving home and she's counting the cash, and it's like this big wad of cash like that, because you got some 50s and some 20s and everything. And she's going, are you sure this is legal? Are you sure this isn't illegal? Like, she doesn't know the laws, right? She thinks, surely you can't just set up shop and just start making cash. And I said, yeah. I was just obviously just pretending. I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure. And then just to freak her out, I yell out, Mum, cops, cops. And so she throws the money in the car, and so there's like notes flying everywhere. So yeah, like when you first start, like it is just a little bit daunting. You don't really know what you're doing. That's why it's good to have someone to kind of, I suppose, help you along the journey. I think most people that I talk to that are my friends and that, they go, oh, that's a great idea. And they look at me like they could never do it. And it's like, look, all you have to do is find the right product at the right price and then find the right people. It's not that difficult. I know a guy on the Gold Coast, right? He buys 10 motorbikes from China for $1,000 each, puts them in his garage, and just the same way you sell a car when you don't want your car anymore, he puts an ad on the internet, come and buy it, never used, brand new, as if he's got one to sell, brand new motorbike, never used. They get there and there's 10 in the garage. They pick one, they pay $4,000 for it, and he's just made $3,000 profit in just one sale in literally probably 1 hour on a Saturday morning, right? So that's, how much is that if you do that just one a week? That's $150,000 a year just working 50 weeks, right? So that's working 3 hours a week. He's earning $150,000 a year. I earned $150,000 profit in my first 12 months of just selling them.
What was the lesson you learned about the importing?
Yeah, okay. So I was a bit slow to learn that you don't buy forever from a middleman. It's maybe okay to do it the first couple of times to test the water, because you don't have to buy such big minimums. But yeah, probably 3 or 4 months in, if I had done the course earlier at the very beginning before I did any of the importing, I probably, instead of, when I first bought these, I was getting ripped off. I was paying $2 for them. And then I bargained down, got it for $1.80, and then I bargained, got them for $1.50, and eventually got them down to $1.20. And as you can see, that the cost was really only 37 cents. So the middleman was making, he probably made 300 grand out of me. So he did really well considering he didn't have to lift a finger. So yeah, and now I am that middleman, so I can't complain too much that he was making money out of me being the middleman. But yeah, the people, like one of the guys that started work with me has a real success story. He was 18, he was working in a video shop for $15 an hour in Adelaide. He now lives here in Melbourne. You'll see him in the shopping centres from time to time. And he's a bit taller than me. His name's Jed, and yeah, he wouldn't quit his job. I said, you've got to quit your job. I can't move you on to a better thing if you won't let go of the thing in your hand. Some people just, it's their security blanket and they won't let go of what they're doing because they've always done it. After a few months, he quit his job in the video shop, and he started selling both of these products with me, as well as the chamois, and he'd make $1,000 to $2,000 a day in sales, and then he'd get like $300, and he'd be over the moon happy because none of his mates are making $300 a day, and I get the $1,400 or whatever's left, and then he just bought a Porsche the other day. He picks me up, drives me around, like he feels like he owes me, so he's always doing favours, and he's my personal taxi now around Melbourne. So he's probably on about 200 grand a year, and he's got maybe a team of people like selling for him, so he doesn't technically have to do anything himself anymore, but obviously he wants to expand. He's pretty young, he's full of energy.
Is that exciting? Potato peelers and chamois, right? $250,000 a year. I'm going to get Fred up as well. Another gentleman, he actually lives in Melbourne. He said, he heard I was coming to town. He says, do you need any help? And he sells cosmetic lines that he buys in from overseas and so on. And just quickly show you a story about what happened when you use some of the strategies for selling the stuff, and what happened to the products and your customers and all that.
Okay, what happened, I've just quickly my story, I worked 8 years at Blackmores, then in 1996 my background is very strong in distribution, so I became Peter actually shows the pictures of Peter, Nicholas and Sonia. So Peter, Nicholas and Sonia came to me about 1997, had 5 accounts in Australia, and said, we've got a really good marketing plan and we want you to distribute the product. So I did that. I got them into 2,000 outlets, but they were just master marketers, and I thought, geez, they're good at the marketing. And then along came another guy called Frank Caruso, and he had a product, he's now called Caruso Health, and if you get the Body and Soul on a Sunday, you see his half-page ads every week, and they're all Peter Sun ads. And
bowel movements or something, is it? For your guts or something?
Yeah, quick cleanse, quick fibre. He's got lots of products, so I helped launch him as well as a distributor. And these guys kept telling me about this Peter Sun guy. So anyhow, I thought, I've got to hunt this Peter Sun guy out. So I did, and I went along to a seminar probably a few years ago. And what I did is, thanks to Peter now, I do all the things that he's got up there. I bought recently a $2 million property in Melbourne to live in with the kids. I've got a business we're raising $40 million for at the moment. I'm actually a partner with John Gian, who you've seen here, in a skincare business. He's a bit of a silent partner. And I don't need his money, I need his marketing skills. So he's terrific at writing ads, and we're going to go on TV soon, etc. And then I thought I'd test out, just finally, I thought I'd test out a few of Peter's ideas. So I went along to one of Peter's one-day seminars, and he had this book. What's the book called that you have?
I think Maximum Profits.
Yeah, Maximum Profits for something. And I read it, and on one of the pages it's got all these words that you use when you write ads. And I thought, okay, I'm going to test this out with a few of my pharmacy mates. And I'm going to write a little ad for them about this big, and it's going to cost me about $180 to put it in there, and just see what happens. So I put as many words as I could put into that ad that Peter suggested that you put into an ad, and it went something like this. It said free $100 beauty pack to every reader, no strings attached. And then I would put all the details. You've got to come at this time on this day, etc.
Lost leader, basically. The lost leader.